much, much more careful, more measured, more constrained piece of legislation than the War Measures Act. It does have these 4 different tiers depending on the type of emergency, and the kind of powers that will be available depend on the type of emergency that's being declared. So the good news is this is not the War Measures Act. This is not your grandma's War Measures Act. This is a different and more careful piece of legislation that was designed in response to the abuses of power that took place under the previous regime. There are constraints in it, there are safeguards, but emergency power should always be treated with extreme care. They are dangerous, and that means that the citizens of Canada are going to have their eyes on the government right now, because informal constraints on emergency power are always and historically very important to help ensure the government behaves itself. We need to be careful because people are angry and they're afraid. And when people are angry and afraid, they want someone to come out and really strong and take matters into hand. And we have to make sure that we're communicating that the minimum measures possible to be effective and nothing more. The eagerness with which Canadians have been calling for stronger measures is something that should give us pause. So yes, we do need to get this situation under control, but we do need to exercise caution. And I do think it has been appropriate that the government has waited this long to invoke the Emergencies Act. And depending what is done with it, of course, it does present opportunities for narratives that could be very destructive after the fact. So, constructing martyrs, for example. So the government, even though it will have this increased power, will have to be very, very careful about how it's deployed.